Hey everyone, this is Badass Reviewer, and today I'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack Phil Coulson. This is the Toys R Us exclusive that just recently came out. Finally was able to pick one up off of ToysRUs.com. I've actually had this for about a week now, and I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. But definitely the most sought out figure out of this entire wave, because many fans have been wanting an Agent Coulson figure for a really long time. I was one of those people that really wanted one, and they definitely delivered on this figure. I would definitely say this is an awesome figure, which is funny because it's just a guy in a suit, but it goes a little bit more beyond the figure itself. It's just that Agent Coulson is a very awesome character. I definitely think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has kind of changed how I feel about the character. It's definitely given him more background and such, as opposed to him just kind of showing up and doing funny things. It's kind of made him more of a serious character, which I don't mind. It would just be nice to have him be on a more kind of comedic level. But nonetheless, still great characters, and this is a great figure. Hasbro has definitely stepped up their game this time around with this new body mold for a suited mold, which is nice. Definitely will be nice to see this figure come around again for other figures down in the future. So let's take a look now. The head here, this is the one with the glasses, obviously. This looks a lot like him, which is very nice. I definitely think they did a really good job. It looks really spot on. I like the way the glasses look. If you wanted to, you could almost pass this off as like a Men in Black action figure, which is pretty cool. The glasses are pretty big, but I don't mind. I kind of like that. It looks good. They painted the line over his ears so it doesn't look kind of silly. The paint work is pretty plain. There's not a whole lot going on in his hair, but it is nicely sculpted. It kind of looks like there's a little bit of shading in there, but not really. Skin tone's nice. There's some wrinkles in his face, which is pretty nice. So really spot on. I think they did the really good job on this head sculpt. The other head he comes with, it looks like him, but I don't know. He's just kind of got this weird kind of smile on, which I guess is something he does, but his eyes are really weird. One, they're kind of, I don't think it's that they're painted like off-centered or anything. I think it's just the color of paint they used, because what they did was they gave him like a metallic blue paint for the eyes. So when you have it in the light, they like really, sparkle, which is really weird. They did the same thing on his tie here. There's some metallic paint for the stripes on it. So it's kind of weird seeing it in his eyes. Personally, I don't really like this head sculpt, and I think I would much rather have him with the glasses on. I just think it looks better that way. But this isn't bad. It does look good, and it fits on there obviously quite well. I don't know, I think it looks kind of weird, but I guess if you just prefer to have him without his glasses, you can. But there's that. He comes with the destroyer gun, which is very nice, and I think this figure coming with it only makes it better, because it's just so cool of a weapon. Not a whole lot going on, but it is quite nicely detailed, sculpt wise. I like the paint. It's kind of got this like glittery sparkle stuff going on, I guess, if that makes sense. Just the way they molded it, it's very nice. They got some yellow and orange going on in the upper part where the cannon is, and they painted it orange. I don't think mine came out too perfect on that part, because I've seen some pretty I've seen other reviews where it actually looked really good, but mine didn't seem to come out that great, so it's kind of spotty, but that's no big deal. It still looks cool. Fits in his hand quite nicely, and he can use his both hands to hold it, so that's good. Nice way to display him, just kind of like how he does in the movie, which is really nice. So anyways, onto the figure itself. The suited body is very nice. I really like the way this looks. It's very natural looking. It really looks like it's a person standing in, or like wearing a suit. So I think that's very nice. It looks very, like realistic looking body, which is very nice. Usually the other ones are just really bulky and stuff, where this guy, he's not muscular at all, but he looks good, and it's nice and slim. It's like a straight jacket, straight suit, and all that. So it's really nice. They got the tie here is a separate piece, which is just kind of like glued on, probably at the top here. The inside is just a white t-shirt, which is fine by me. The jacket obviously is a soft piece of plastic, which you could take off, but you wouldn't want to because his sleeves are black. The sleeves are nicely sculpted. I think the entire body is just very well made. I like all the details with the wrinkles and how his pants look, very nicely detailed. He's all black, so there's not really any shading or anything to talk about. But yeah, this just looks really good. The skin tones all match up pretty well. His hands look pretty relaxed if you were just kind of having him standing there, so that's nice. If we come down and look at his boots, his shoes, I really like these shoes. I wouldn't mind seeing these on other figures. A lot of people have mentioned that it kind of looks like he's wearing slippers, which I agree. I've heard other people say that, you know, the peg hole is very small, which, I mean, for obvious reasons, is because the heel of his shoe is very thin, so it's not going to go up very high, or it's not going to go very far into the shoe. But I think it looks good. I mean, it does kind of look silly when you look at it, but if you just don't like think about it, it's not a big deal, especially when you're posing him. You don't really even notice. But he's definitely pretty easy to stand, although sometimes it does seem like he doesn't want to stand too great. I think partly on my figure it's just because his knees are a little bit loose. Not crazy loose, but they're definitely not as stiff as I would like them to be. But that is quite okay because he does stand properly once you get him all set up, so that's good. Let's talk about articulation. The head is on a ball joint and a swivel, so he can look up and down very nicely. Rotates 360 degrees. Arms can go out about that far, I guess. I thought they went out a little bit farther. Maybe it's the sculpting. I think it's the sculpt of his shoulder up here prevents it from going into the socket. But it's still a good range of motion. I mean, you don't really need to get him too far out, so that's good enough for me. Rotates 360 degrees. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinge in the wrist, which, well, I guess, yeah, this is a swivel, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying right now. It seems kind of stiff, but I think it's because of how the arms are sculpted. It kind of gets in the way of it moving, or maybe it's just really stiff on mine, but it seems very rough to turn it. But anyways, he's got a hinge in the wrist. He's got an ab crunch, which works very well. It doesn't really go back too far, but it does go forward, so that's nice. His legs go forward and back, in and out. Rotates at the upper part of the thigh. Double jointed knees, a hinge in the foot, and an ankle rocker. So this figure is just freaking awesome. I really can't wait for them to have more figures come out with this suited body. It kind of sucks that this guy came in a 3-pack too, because I wouldn't mind getting more of him to have just kind of like you know, for custom, you know, shield agents wearing suits. Although you don't really see a whole lot of people wearing suits, mostly wearing like shield like gear for battle or stuff like that. But it's still nice to get a suited body for like a Tony Stark, or maybe who's someone else, maybe like a blind or a unmasked Matt Murdock, which you could probably just take the old Toy Biz one, Dremel the head, and put it on this one, and it would work fine. But yeah, it's just opens up the door for a lot of possibilities for future characters to come, such as the Chameleon figure and the Bruce Banner coming out. So that's very nice, and I really like this character, and I've been wanting a figure of this guy for a long time, and Hasbro did a really good job. So I have to definitely, give them props for that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this review. I don't think it's too hard to get this figure, so I would definitely pick it up. The whole set is pretty, for being mostly a reused figure and then 2 other ones, it's pretty good. $50 is a pretty good price, especially since a lot of people are already scalping this. If you can pick it up, I definitely would get the whole set. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more figure reviews and other stuff like that, and I'll talk to you guys later.